Hi, good morning. This is attorney Amy Rafeka, and I am here for Wills on Wednesday, and I am really excited to be back. I took a little brief holiday from Facebook Live for the Memorial Day weekend celebration here that we had this past weekend, and I am really excited to be back live. I kind of missed it. So Wills on Wednesday is a really great introduction to be back on live. Well, so the holiday weekend really actually got me to thinking about what we are going to talk about today. And today we are going to talk just briefly about the Advanced Directive for Healthcare, also known as Healthcare Power of Attorney, and how important it is to have a valid and what I like to call fresh power of attorney in place. So just briefly, a power of attorney, whether it's financial or healthcare, really just means that the person who creates the document, the person who signs it, is allowing another person to make decisions for them. What those decisions are about, whether it's healthcare or finance, is in the document. How much power that person has is in the document. Generally speaking, a healthcare power of attorney allows another person to make healthcare decisions for the person who creates the document, the signer of the document. So, good example, a healthcare power of attorney I have in place. I created the document, meaning I'm the person giving power to another individual, and I give power to my husband to make a healthcare decision for me if I cannot, or I do not wish to, or I just need some support in communicating that decision. Well, this last holiday season, again, Memorial Day, a lot of people are on the roadways. Here in Metro Atlanta, we had quite a bit of rain over this weekend, and it really got me to thinking about the healthcare power of attorney and how important it is for everyone to have this document in place. On top of being a holiday weekend, just more people being on the road, schools are out. I have just seen so many of my friends and my clients who have contacted me and told me about motor vehicle accidents, automobile accidents that they have been involved in recently. 2 or 3 individuals reached out to me by email. I've had friends and family on Facebook share how they've been involved in automobile accidents recently. And thankfully, none of these individuals were seriously injured or even killed, but they all did receive damage to their cars and suffered some minor injuries. And that, again, brought me right back to the healthcare power of attorney and how important that document is to have in place if you are involved in a motor vehicle accident. When you are involved in a motor vehicle accident, so many pieces of the puzzle come into place when it relates to this healthcare power of attorney. You're usually seen at the scene by emergency personnel, healthcare personnel, first responders, EMTs, or just a minor injury. You may go to the hospital just to see if everything's okay, or even worse, you're transported to the hospital. And then you begin treatment, or you have a hospital stay. And so you have all of these different medical providers coming into play on top of all of these different insurance companies coming into play. Your vehicle insurance, possibly others involved in the accident if there's more than one other person's. And then you have healthcare insurance stacking on top of everything else. And so between the EMTs, between emergency room personnel, between treatment, whether that treatment is through your own doctor, through chiropractic care, through doctors that your vehicle insurance is asking you to see, all of these different medical care providers are going to be sending you bills, are going to be sending and submitting things to different insurance companies. And there is so much paperwork involved related to your healthcare and treatment when you're involved in an automobile accident. Sometimes it can be very overwhelming and you need help and you need an advocate on your behalf. And sometimes that could be a spouse who just reaches out to square away a bill, or sometimes that could be a spouse who is having to make healthcare decisions for you at the hospital, or possibly at your doctor's office, or needs to speak to your doctor's office. And this healthcare power of attorney can support you in those situations. And how does it do that? Well, if your spouse or significant other or your mother or your father or your sister reaches out to a health insurance company, to a medical care provider, to a pharmacy, to a chiropractic clinic, they will not be able to speak to anyone because of privacy laws in place. And also, they would never be allowed to make a healthcare decision for you, even your own parent, if you're a certain age, unless you have this document in place. And so I felt really compelled to come on today to talk about the healthcare power of attorney and how, or advanced directive for healthcare, which, whatever you call it, it is really the same document. It is that really critical document where you name someone who can help you in those situations. And specifically, coming off of a holiday weekend, coming off of a very, very rainy holiday weekend, everyone's on the roadways going on vacation, how critical it is for you to get a valid healthcare power of attorney in place, so that if something happens, there is someone else who can support you in making healthcare decisions for you, in talking to medical providers, in talking to health insurance companies when it relates to healthcare decisions and healthcare information. So this is attorney Amy Rafeka. I just wanted to jump on real quick today for Wills on Wednesday and talk about that healthcare power of attorney. Summertime, we're going to be on the road. Reach out to your estate planning attorney and talk to them about, how can I just freshen up my healthcare power of attorney that I already have in place? Or how can I get one in place? It doesn't take long to get one of these documents in place, and it is just a really critical document that many times we overlook unless and until something happens. Attorney Amy Rafeka signing off today. Wills on Wednesday. Get your healthcare power of attorney in place. If you need help or have questions, reach out to us here at Atlanta Wilson Trust Law Group. We'd love to help you get this in place so you can have a safe summer and a secure summer, and knowing that you are protected.